Welcome to the Family Office Podcast. In this episode, we explore how offtake agreements, royalty models, and policy shifts shape returns in the green energy and materials markets. Where law meets finance and strategy meets execution. Let's dive in.
Steve, I know that you have an amazing background from law working even to get law, both as an advocate for change in law and being very active. Can you kind of describe any other information there, but also with some of the new laws that have been passed, your kind of opinion?
Well, before we get to the question of law, I want to talk about our strategy.
Oh, yes, please. Yeah.
So, because our focus is on hard assets. So we're talking about energy, electricity. We're talking about waste to energy. We're talking about materials, which would be green type materials, green steel, for example, or going into transportation, green locomotives, etc. Well, all of these are, when they are secured by offtake agreements, then all of a sudden we have built a royalty program which is totally predicated on the idea that there is a binding contract which is assuring a revenue stream. And we can lock in the return as well, which generally is between 20 and 40%. And with assuring that the numbers fit, it creates the opportunity to get as market return as possible and with risk mitigated as much as we possibly can by traveling in this universe of green, which in today's day and age, of course, is quite a subject. So let me sort of segue into the law thing.
That's great. That's very helpful. Once I worked for a family office where the whole structure around the offtake agreement for an energy project, that contract is what made it either go or die. And so it's very interesting. Go ahead, please.
It makes or breaks the deal. Plus, of course, the percentage on the royalty. I did some numbers in preparation for this, and just really, when you go through the numbers, it could turn out to be a panacea or the opposite. So you have to be very diligent, but it's a terrific investment thesis when executed properly. Now, with regards to the law, obviously, this administration has been very, very active. And the situation with the Biden administration was such that there was quite a bit of financing under the IRA, et cetera, and all of a sudden this financing is getting held up. Perhaps the best example is this wind farm, which I think is in Rhode Island, which involves about $1 billion. Obviously, in these type of situations, investors are going to have to sort of look at these deals from a market viability standpoint. Because the fact of the matter is, you do have some real investors in green steel. Bill Gates has a plant in Colorado. You have the Swedish companies, which have the only green steel plants outside of that in the world. But of course, you have, on the other hand, President Trump pulling the rug out from Cleveland Cliffs when they were expecting to produce green steel. So all of these things have to the training wheels are being taken away. So I think that's where law and finance are going to merge. And no matter how many times you try to sue the government and say, I ought to have that money, it's not fair. The reality is there has to be a market rate of return. We probably all remember there were some government-supported initiatives, I think under President Obama, which went belly up. And so when the government gets involved, economics are getting corrupted, and therefore it becomes very risky. And so you have to stand on your own 2 feet is what really the changes in the law are telling us all.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for this episode. In our next episode, we'll explore how family offices are adapting to the modern era, managing global teams virtually, building relationships remotely, and uncovering some of the most exciting investments they're making today. Stay tuned.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.